it is Sunday evening, and I have kind of picked through Saturday and Sunday on and off, but I've really had kind of a chilled out weekend, just back from the cinema, in fact. So this is what's happened since was it Saturday morning? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which is good for a bit of a weekend, given that we cleared a few on Saturday morning as well. So that's kind of continued a really solid month. I think this month has been a 5 week. It's got to have been a 5 week because it feels like this month has been exceptionally steady, and every time you think it's going to be quiet, it just seems to pick up. So that has been good. So in terms of what is in the orders, let's have a little look. Just simple parts in that one. Domestic letter. These bushes suddenly got popular and sold out. So there's a whole bunch of parts, different bits and pieces in there. God knows what that is. A couple of stormtroopers in there, and then a mixture of Star Warsy stuff. Noah completing more parts. Batwing. Anyone looking for a Batwing? He's obviously got one coming. Superheroes and some other small parts. Again, he'll be collecting that later in the week. This one, kind of nice little order. Green and olive, a whole load of reddish brown stuff, a whole load of white circle plates, and some red 1x1 plates and a tile. Lovely. Jane Austen's already heading out the door. A couple of those in the store, one already done and dusted, which is great. Again, I think that is a lovely figure and not a bad little set, really. So that is good. Some smaller parts, that kind of feels quite, spacey. God knows what's going on there. A Ninjago Dragon kind of bit and some medium nougat for all of yous. A Spaceman torso and some other bits from the Lego movie, and some Lego assemblies, some helmets, some oxygen tanks. Real mixed bag. This one is for Ricky. Bit of green, bright green, dark blue green in there. A couple of Vikings, some of the new Arc 170 pilots, whole load of trans blue stuff, and some other mixed parts going in there. So make of that what you will. He's probably got a couple of projects on the go there, I would say. A lovely little canopy piece there, and some black, light blue grey and trans bits in there. More random little kind of windshields in there, some parts from an R2D2 and some other things in that one. And this one kind of has a modular feeling. A little coffee cup type thing on that guy. I can't remember what he's from. A ladder and some other small parts. This is all out because a buyer requested a shipping request on it, and was querying why it would be so much. But it's like 600 grams for that, mainly because that Jabba's Palace, or whatever it was really called. What was this one called? Mandalorian? Boba Fett's Palace, wasn't it? Is quite a chunky book, that one. So there you go. Orders done, dusted. End of the month tomorrow. We are way ahead on part uploads. Another 15,000 up in the week just gone by, which is fantastic, and that's kind of put us a good chunk ahead of where we need to be. I haven't quite finished doing the data kind of inputting for the week. I'll do that tomorrow night after I've done kind of the store update stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a good couple of months back to back, which has really put a little bit of a dent in where we needed to be. It's the first time in a long time that the uploads have been above the target uploads, and everything else is fairly below kind of the average expectations kind of things. It's kind of not as far behind as it was. Things are starting to catch up with the increase in stock and stuff like that. So the metrics are kind of pushing in the right direction. At some point we're going to reach a tipping point where we go past those metrics. So that's going to be an interesting one. But being the nerd that I am, getting to the end of the month is good because you get a fresh set of data to enter in, and then that pushes through into the target estimations and things like that for the month ahead. And I'm hoping that July can be an equally intensive upload, you know, get us way past where we are now and start knocking on the door of the end of the year target. Get that in sight with half the year still to go. Ain't too bad. There was a question in one of the vlog comments this afternoon about my background and whether or not I kind of been in sales data management or sales management or something like that. None of them. And I'll probably explain more of kind of how I came to my approach and how I came to all of this in the part of the show, you know, the chit-chat segment as it's getting called. So we'll cover that off, but it's a great question. There's a few other good questions already, and it's only a few hours old, so that's all good. Anyway, postage to pack up and get ready. Bit of bubble wrap to go around Jane Austen, protect her, and then everything else will be off on its way tomorrow, and we will kick into a new week and see what it brings as ever. Monday evening, 3 orders through the day, so pretty quiet all in all. A couple of green ones of those, dark green ones of those. Someone definitely rebuilding a Republic gunship for definite. Just one of those ones that you just know what it is from the parts. And then this one's off to the States. Light blue grey, dark blue grey, black, and some other bits and pieces chucked in. Postage is all done, so that's all good. 3 of them away, which is sorted, isn't it? Still no movement on that, still pending. So let's have a look at the stats. So this is where we're at, 625,806, which is a healthy bump on last week, no doubt. What were we at? 618 last week, so we're up. So that's 7,000, which is reflected in the numbers as well, which is decent. Where are we? Here we are. Let's go back this way, sorry. Parts added, sold, as you can see. Tracking nicely, 14,910 added, 7,022 out the door, so that green line continues to be over the threshold, which is good. Weekly sales actually on a par with 2024 at 37, so that's 4 weeks in a row that we've held ground or been above, which is a good bit of momentum. Next week was a big one. Next week was a pretty decent one, 40, and then it kind of went off the scale for a few weeks as well, so we'll see how we track on that. Monthly slightly over, which again is decent. In terms of my kind of weekly average sales versus total sales, that one remains decent. Revenue pretty consistent, which is good. And total sales, good solid blocks here, which is good in those last 4 weeks, which is good. Averages, that's that one. Inventory growth and will be good next week. Lot growth will be down again, which ain't great. And platform sales, we are still sitting at 26% Brick Owl and 74% Bricklink. With tomorrow being the 1st of July, and tomorrow I'm actually catching up with Blocks magazine. They want to do, they're doing a feature on Bricklink, and they've asked me to be part of that, so got a bit of a call with them tomorrow, which will be interesting indeed. So let's have a little look at the store report.
Store report.
So this is the data from week 26. A few movers and shakers in the week, and a new entrant as well, which is all good, isn't it? So let's go from the top there. Obviously, Bricks Warehouse lead the pack as always. I mean, we're talking 2 million plus parts, but they are down on their year-to-date average quite significantly, down to 109. Now we've added a couple of fields in here because I think it's probably interesting. Minimum postage coming out of the Bricks Warehouse is $5.95 for under 50 grams, and it pretty much goes up quite steeply from there to their parcel rate of $12.50. Again, recently we're claiming that they were doing free shipping, and had removed PayPal, but no, more misdirection perhaps. Free for there's no fees with orders with an average lot value of $1 or more. Otherwise, they charge you 10 cents per lot in that order. Make of that what you will. That's overly complicated if you ask me, but there you go. Noah doing us proud once again, second in the shops, or top of the lot really, and he 68, so bang on his average, nearly one down on that. Decent postage prices as well, $3.95 for under 100 grams, or 20, if your order is over $25, it jumps into kind of parcel rate, which is $10.75, which is good. Minimum by $5 over there. Fantechnic, bit of a dip from them for this week. I think they were second last week, 52 down from their average of 68. Theirs is probably a bog standard kind of fees across the board. A lot of people kind of very similar, $3 under 125, so they've got a domestic letter, and $10 for their entry level parcel rate, which is pretty good, and a $1 fee on all orders. Ashburton having a good solid kind of week as well, close to their average, $3 under 125 and $10.95. They've got no minimum buy or handling, but a handling fee of $1 is added to all orders. Gold Coast Papa Bricks had a good week, over their year-to-date average by a little bit, 44 versus 38, and they're in that exact same category as Ashburton, and they have a minimum order of $1. Goldie's Own Bricks a little bit down on their average, but that's kind of within the tolerances, and again $3 under 125, and all parcels are manual calculation. Minimum order of $2.99 handling fee on all orders, not $1, 99 cents. Queensland Bricks, they weren't in last week. They do fluctuate massively, and Queensland Bricks, for those who don't know, are the second largest store in Australia, 1 point something or other million parts, and they had a good week, 32 sales, up on their average of 24 year to date, or at least since I've been clocking them. They haven't been open for very long, even though they've obviously been open historically, because they do have a lot of orders from the past, but they've obviously been shut for a while. $4.50 under 65 grams, which is useless because that's like 1 or 2 parts, we'll be honest. $6 under 140 grams, which is probably more useful, and their parcel rate entry is $12.50. They have a minimum order of $10 and an average lot value of $1 to meet as well. I always find those things impossible to figure out and a pain in the ass, so one to watch. Number 8, Sydney Brick Emporium, slightly down, but kind of that's pretty tolerable. 30 versus 34 year to date. $6.99, postage under 150, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out what the parcel rates were from the terms and conditions. I'll be honest, it was quite complicated. Minimum order of $10, average lot order of 50 cents. $1.50 is charged on all orders under $25 is what I make of their T's and C's. Down maybe 2 places for me, even though kind of over the year-to-date average, 27 orders versus 26. $4.95 is my base rate. Postage under 100 grams, that says, but I think that's actually under 150. I think that's my own typo. And $10.95 is the opening gambit for parcel rates, and there's a $2 fee for all orders under $20 and nothing above that. And Shannon sneaks in at number 10 with Every Little Brick, and again he's had a good week, 2 over year-to-date average, $4 under 150 and $12 opening parcels, $1.50 fee on orders under $5 and no fees above that. So as you can see, a bit of a mixed bag there in terms of parcel rates. Some have got cheap parcel rates but higher minimum orders, some have got lower postage rates and low minimum orders, and yeah, some have got no fees at all. So yeah, a little bit of an overview of how the month has gone, week 26, last of the month, end of the financial year. Whether this is of interest, let me know in the comments down below, and if you've got questions, stick them down below as well, and I'll answer them in next week's picking bit. Okay, Chit-chat. What's been happening this week? Well, Lego introduced a new interface on the Pick-a-Brick. I've seen people saying they like it. I personally think it's annoying because you kind of go in, do you search for a part number and it comes up with like a panel which shows you all of the colours, and then you have to click in again to select the colour and the quantity, as opposed to just being able to roll down the screen as it was before. I think it adds another unnecessary stage, which is pretty much slowing me down. I don't know about anyone else. Any thoughts, comments down below as always. Fair bit of interest in BL metrics, which was kind of shown last time out. The pricing for that is on the website now, which I think I might have mentioned last week, and I will have a discount code for that, so keep an eye out towards the end of July when that goes to paywall, and I will have a discount code which might make it worthwhile for some that might be on the fence about it. Big week, Star Wars sets released. The mixed bag really. Nice battle pack, nice Jango Fett's slave, lovely looking UCS AT-ST, and Wicket. I think that one looks decent, and looking at the colours of the parts, I think it'll be a bit like the Chewbacca one, probably have a really good part out value. The Torrent looks like a 4+ build, but the minifigures are probably going to make that one. So a bit of a mixed bag there for everything. And for those of you that kind of wait for insider events, 8th to the 17th is going to be insider days. Obviously Lego trying to compete with Amazon Prime. The gift with purchase is going to be the African Savannah diorama, continuing that line that they've been doing. So if you are waiting to jump in and buy something, probably going to be double VIP points, probably going to be some big discounts on retiring sets, the things that they kind of run before. But definitely if you're ordering stuff, gift for purchase is probably a good thing. So some questions from last week's vlog. Some good ones in there, so I'll kick off with the Toka Man, who asked whether or not I was planning for this to be a full-time gig in the future. And until February this year, it was pretty much a full-time gig. Kind of did some bits and pieces here and there, as anyone that's been kind of watching along will know. Since February, I've kind of been doing this most evenings. More recently, kind of trying to carve out a bit of time that isn't store. So kind of Tuesdays and Thursdays. Evenings, I probably don't. But how many days of the week do I work in the store would be, 5+ really. You're kind of doing things over the weekend. I have kind of a couple of full-time days where I do just store stuff, and then the others it's intermingled with other stuff. So yep, the plan is to grow the store big enough that it can sustain superannuation, all of your bills and all of that. But to do that require investment. So this year has been a bit of a change of tack to try and get to that. He also made a comment about whether or not I came from a business and sales management background or data analysis. Neither. I do branding as my real world job, if you like, and have done for 30 odd years. So really I have a kind of a problem solving approach rather than a data analysis or kind of sales. It's been a test and learn as we've gone along since July 2023, and as we approach the 2-year mark, things aren't going too bad. It could be better, obviously, but we're on our way. Jason at Kiwi Brick Exchange, everyone will be familiar with Jason. If you haven't checked out his content, go and check it out. Although he is taking a bit of a sabbatical at the moment because it's school holidays. But anyway, does my part out process change for a small lot set compared to a large lot set? And the process, yes and no, depending on space really. Kind of once you've got 300+ cups spread around, there ain't a lot of room. And if that, so I think when I did some of the modular buildings, I may have done it in 2 halves, which is probably not as efficient, but it was space restricted when we were in the old store space. In here there's a bit more room, and I've not really done one of those big ones because that modular museum part out was soul destroying. But yeah, in batches is probably the only change I would do there. When I started, I would put parts away that I knew where they were as I picked them, and again you kind of went backwards and forwards, and it was a little bit inefficient, but I was only on kind of parting out one or two. Now you're doing more, trying to pick sets with the help of BL metrics that have a better return on investment, adding more lots to the store and bringing a bit more variety, not just what will sell through every time, but that's obviously a key part. So yes, it does change. Blanco Bricks was interested in my comment about making 25% on all parts that I buy, and again, if you have watched the vlogs for a period of time, you'll know I have my little kind of number sheet, which I'm actually putting into Excel, that tells me if something sells at 15 cents, then in order to make money on that you need to be buying it for less than 12 cents. And that's pretty much how I operate across all parts, wherever they're coming from, to make sure that there is margin in all the parts. You know, this mythical 3 times part out is becoming less and less achievable, so making 25% or more on every part is a much more attainable standard to continue at. You know, if you are using BL metrics at the moment, you'll quickly be able to see that part out value over 2 times are hard to come by right now. So it becomes a bit more granular in terms of the information you need. And Chunk Hunk, who I still need to send your prize winnings to. I've forgotten all about it this week in amongst everything else, but he asks whether or not I would ever have a sale, or do the analytics show it's not needed. It's not that it's not needed per se, it's a preference thing. Kind of, I'm working hard to price the bricks at a good price for how many I have, the kind of bricks they are, how popular are, the quantity that is available, and every time someone's running a sale, they are bringing that 6 months inventory, 6 months value down. That average comes down every time those things are sold. So the data that you can see around parts, even through BL metrics or your own kind of like just looking on Bricklink, isn't as accurate as the reality, because if someone bought a part for 2 cents and someone for 3 but it goes for 6, then the average of that will be kind of skewed by the lower value, as opposed to kind of a you know, what did someone pay for 100 parts value. So it has to be much more manual at the moment, although I'm hoping kind of with platforms coming along and being able to work alongside them, we can kind of refine the data set that I'm working with, which will be interesting for me. And that was all the questions. So thank you everyone that asked a question. If you have questions or topics that you'd like me to cover and have a little rant about, whatever it is, comments down below, and they'll be in this segment next week. Thanks a lot. Welcome to Wednesday. Missed out yesterday, just other things happening. Not least of all, catching up with the editor of Blocks magazine, who's doing an article on Bricklink. So all of those that think we should be doing more promoting of Bricklink, or at least getting more promotion, it's coming. A whole feature on sellers, the designer program, and Bricklink Studio, and their 25th year anniversary. So a bit of a feature coming up, so that's good. So we had a bit of a chat, supplied some images of the store and things like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, good little publicity for himself, but also Bricklink as a whole. So Wednesday, middle of the week, been a steady start to the month. Kind of not really picked up where we left off, but last month was a really good month, as I think I've been through kind of figures and stuff like that. But anyway, we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in, and that one that was pending paid for. Got some orders coming, I'll show you those in a minute. I got the biggest order we have ever had come in and been picked this morning, so it's good to get that done and dusted, and parts to go into the store as well. And obviously the beginning of the month, so there's a lot to get through at the beginning of the month. All the fees come in, and of course Australia Post price increases kicked in yesterday. I did post on Instagram the link to the video about explaining the price rises and how much they are, because it is very difficult to figure that out, and the introduction of the extra small packaging rate, parcel rate for under 250 grams, which I have had one of today. So that's good, taking effect already, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I believe that the actual packaging is not in the post shops until August. And then obviously 17th of July, the postage stamps will go up as well. So I'm trying to run mine down as best I can. We've only got a couple of stamp ones to deal with today, but we're getting close to the end and there's a couple of weeks to go. So we'll have to figure that out. So let's take a look at the orders. So here is the Whopper, and it's pretty much trans parts all the way, almost 6,000 parts, which is a lot. So there's a whole lot of trans light blue, a whole lot of trans clear, a whole lot of trans dark, trans yellow, trans green, a mixed bag of other things in there, and some odds and sods in there. Massive, huge order, second time buyer as well. And their first order was a small order, so you've heard me talk about that progression as well and how that could be important, not having a minimum order and things like that. Here is the evidence. A chunky order, like a week, almost half a week's worth of income in one go. That Bricklink Brick Owl buyer, who often has me shipping into other countries, he's based in the UK, but I'm shipping this off to New Zealand. So yeah, 4 of those. Whole load of minifigure caps, hair pieces, hands, some arms, and a couple of torsos, and then a bunch of bricks, which is good. Michael, regular buyer, a little array of things, interesting little bundle. Mark, another regular, clearing me out quite a lot of the bright light blue and the lime. Other things not so exciting, but yeah, and clearing me out of those bottles, or not. Definitely found some inventory discrepancies as we've gone along the way, and Tokaman commented on a video a little while back about how doing this auditing as you go along is the best way, and I'll show you in a minute the things that from that order I've discovered that I had incorrect quantities. And then this is a good one, a couple of stormtroopers, some other odds and sods, a little bit of dark blue grey, and Star Warsy light blue grey all the way with that one, isn't it? And that one was pending, so you've already seen that, as was this one, but this one was pending over on Brick Owl. So that one is also done. Another one of those arrived, which is good. As I said, I was cleared out of those trans green bottles, but not, because there they are. And similarly, my inventory, or the Brick Freedom, picking, had me only having 36 of those. There are 50, had me having none of those by the time I'd picked. None of those, none of those, none of those, and none of those. So a fair old amount of discrepancies right there. Now, parts that have come in, stopping up on those, a whole lot of other things. Man, I must have ordered almost all the ones of these in New Zealand. What else is, we've got another order over here and another one there. So I've already got the BSX file sorted for those. So my first job is to get all of this stuff packed away, and then we're going to get these parts into the store and catch up on the wanted list, because that has taken a little bit of a beating over that large order and the other orders, which, you know, is the name of the game, isn't it? But as I said, that's good. To get a big order like that in on day 2 of the month is really good, because, you know, between now, you know, Brick Owl's always Brick Freedom. They are hot off the press to get their invoice in, I tell you. Whereas Brick Owl and Brick Freedom generally come through maybe tomorrow or Friday, but Brick Freedom in like Flynn. So get these all packed up, do the post run a little bit later, get the parts in the store. Got some more of those as well that came in. I did a count on those because a couple of orders of those that are coming, the parts, they were short in what they had in stock, but this one came without any identification of which store it came from, so I had to figure out which one it was. Note to sellers, at least some kind of identification of what your order is, so that a buyer, because people do buy lots at once, knows where it's coming from. Then you can't grumble if you're not getting feedback, if you don't know where the order's coming from. Don't make it too hard for people. Is that a rant? Is that close to a rant? It's probably not, is it? But it's getting close. The other thing I really want to do is we've got this little space over here, and it's been here for a while now, and you know, I know I'm supposed to be building helmets, but I'm missing the Bad Batch boys, and they're in here hiding out after they fell off the shelf way back whenever. So I really want to get them back up there. I just need to get some blue tack for two jobs. One, to secure them up there. I'm not going to put the camera up there because it'd be covered in dust. And also for the little system for identifying drawers with space. At the moment I'm just leaving them hanging out further than others, which looks messy. When you look down the row, you can see that one and that one. I've got spaces in them, but I don't always push them all the way back in anyway, because you get in and out of them so much. Whereas that one, whoa, dangle out. Right, whiffling on. Let's get on with it. See what we can get done with the rest of the day. So parts all sorted, including some of the missing parts, to be fair. 2,753, 58 even, is the first upload of the week. Given that we've kind of taken a bit of a beating, much needed. We have a lot of light blue grey 2x3s, all of these in individual bags. You've seen most of this, 1x6s, 1x4s, 1x6s, 2x4 tiles. Really? Are we thinking that's new? I'm going to go back and check that, because that and that are munted. Yeah, those, all of those, some of those, some more plates, some tiles, and some other bits, all ready to be put away. The only thing that wasn't in the store, and now I can't remember what it was, there was one of them, oh, these printed tiles. That was the only thing that wasn't already in the store. So, nice. A little bit of a boost, but not too bad. And we've got one here, and then as you can see along there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawers with gaps in them. This system will do me until I get some blue tack. But yeah, that little system is kind of how we're working it for now. Anyway, get this all put away. I think I'm going to separate these out into their own single source location now, which is good. I was actually thinking about whether or not some of these 5 litres could be broken down, because I could get technically 8 litres worth of space in the same space. Obviously that's 10, 2 5s, but 4 2s would give me 8, and it would break it down a little bit. So there's some things that might benefit, such as those and things like that. So there's a little bit of contemplation, as always. You know how I like to ponder and fiddle and mess things around. But that's where we're at so far for Wednesday, the 2nd of July. So this is part of the order that is okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of those, although they're full of crap, like gravel. Like, it was all over the bench when I tipped out the thing. But so they should all be right hands. So there's one left, and then this is the quality of the others. Like, what on earth has happened there? Like, this one's absolutely like filthy and monted on the back. That one's completely like it's been scraped along. That one's done as well, and that one up there. So yeah, that is not good enough. So I'm going to contact the buyer right now, and we'll see how we go with this, because yeah, that is a bit of a shocker. I'm going to have to check the other parts now. Post office run done, and a parcel picked up. More parts. It's just under 2,000 to add in, so we're almost kind of broken even on the day. Got a bonus as well, so thank you very much for that. It's little mushroom whatever doodah, which is cool. So yeah, plates that don't look like they've been through the mangle, and some other just bits and pieces, maybe 4 lots here that weren't already in the store, but good solid restock parts. So I'm going to get that added to the store, and then that'll probably be me for the day. I may sort this out. I did find another one of these kicking around under the desk in a box, so I've got those 2 gifts with purchases that I need to add to the store as well. But other than that, that'll be it. Thursday evening, orders picked. There was only 4, so quick and easy. 2 of them domestic letter, that one, and this one, which has kind of a Halloweeny kind of feel to it, which is cool. And then these 2 are for pickup. So perhaps the first signs of Bricktober. That's it, isn't it? Bricktober. Superheroes and a Harry Potter. Some trans light blue, and then an awful lot of slopes in light blue grey and dark blue grey. And this one is a lot of bricks. Why is that in a different pack? That can just go in there. A little bit of green in there, and some minifigures from the, I think it might be the museum, perhaps. And then an assortment of other stuff. This one getting the tile. So all picked and lovely. I did get down the badge batch figures, and they are in a much worse state than I remember. So I'm going to have to have a little dig about. And I did find some blue tack, but I found some fluorescent yellow blue tack, which might blend in a little bit more rather than sticking out too much. So I'm going to have a little rummage around this this evening. These are domestic letters, so I can't do anything with those anyway. These are pick up tomorrow, and all of this arrived. So a couple of orders, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes of parts, which gives me the first job for Noah tomorrow. Put him to work. He's desperate to do some work. Mental. I'd just be hanging out and doing nothing, but he's keen to get stuck in and do some work, so that is his first job. Get stuck into sorting that, whilst I don't know, I'll probably do what he does, sit back and just kind of talk about the hired help as if they're second-hand citizens. Nah, he doesn't really do that, but yeah, that's where we're at. Kind of not a lot to report. It's been a slow start to the month, I have to say. We've gone from like 5.3 orders a day last month, and we're down sitting at 3.3. So presumably, is July a long month? I don't know. I know June wasn't, even though I thought it was. So perhaps kind of new sets being out. August on the horizon, when there's a massive wave of Lego Star Wars coming as well. There's a whole lot of new Speed Champions which have come out, I think. There's that How to Train a Dragon thing. There is a lot. As ever, Lego kind of keeping the sets going hard and fast. And other than that, kind of not much else going on. I'm updating the advert that goes in Blocks magazine, so that it's going to direct people to the page on my website, which has all the links, so people can choose whether they go to Bricklink or Brick Owl or follow me on whatever platform. Part of my chat with Graham earlier in the week, I didn't actually realise that it could be anything other than a Brick Owl advert, because the section is sponsored by Brick Owl, but my mistake. The link could be anything. So I've had that updated, and Colin over at Blocks magazine has just emailed that through, so I'm just about to check that. And then parts sitting here, this is all plates, which is pretty good, and that's just some more of them. Better Buy Bricks, there you go. That's where they've come from. I do love the packaging on that one, eh? Anyway, there we go. Right, that's going to be a challenge, but we'll see how we go. Welcome to Friday, and it is that's it. 3 orders, but decent. A couple of sets. So we've got the Tropical Rainforest Diorama and another one of the Jane Austens, so that's pretty good. Someone building a 501st Scout Walker and a couple of minifigs going in there, and then this one's kind of an interesting one with a lot of medium azure, or dark azure even, 2x6 tiles, some plates and some other kind of dark blue grey things like that. Don't have a box big enough for those, so I'm going to combine a couple of boxes, which will be a nice little thing. Orders to be picked up, we've got 3 waiting. That one's now almost 2 weeks old. Parts here waiting for Noah, who has landed in WA, and probably doesn't know what the hell's about to happen to him as I kind of get him to do skivvy work. But you know, what else have I got to say? Blue tack. Where's my blue tack gone? I don't know what it's called around the world. Now I can't find it. This is not a good system. There you go. That is my new system. Fluorescent blue tack on the drawers. We'll see if that kind of helps. There's 2 there, and maybe this is the test that it doesn't really work. There's 1 up there, so that's all right. And where else have we got some? Can we find any more? Can't remember if there is any more now. Oh yeah, there's 1. Oh, it does stand out. Yeah, that works. And there's 1 over here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So, introducing new systems. What can I say? Technology. It's a bit analog, isn't it? And there's 1 there. I need to get some around there. Anyway, what time is it? It's mid-morning. Noah has landed, as I've said, which makes me sound like I'm very excited. And I am really. Nice to finally meet in person. You know, we've kind of known each other for a fair old while now, probably a year or more. Done the kind of community stuff together, chit-chat plenty of times, as we do with Jason, as I do with Jason and other sellers, Shannon, people like that. But yeah, he's going to be here for the weekend, bit of tourism, a bit of working in the store, and that will be that. I didn't get anywhere with the Bad Batch minifigures yesterday because they were absolutely smashed to pieces. That is the only bit that's standing. So I need to get the instructions out because that is not going to work. Down to the last 50 of the mini boxes, and we're not far away on the flat mailers as well. Luckily, both of those have been ordered and will be on the way. And that is where we're at. So we'll catch up this afternoon probably with a guest appearance, no doubt. I've got to catch him working his way through all this stuff, haven't I? But yeah, that's where we're at. So I'll see you in a bit. It's definitely that time of day. Special guest appearance. Anytime. Oh, he's even brought his kit.
Hello there. Look at this. We've arrived to Richie's store, Yellow Brick Road. The formidable.
Oh, there's a pan.
There he is.
It's a pan. Look at that.
We've established that I'm taller than Richie, so that was the most important thing to discuss. It looks like some creep creeping around that corner.
I do feel like I'm like hiding in the bushes. There he is. He is quite tall. He's as tall as the shelves.
We're recording 2 vlogs here. This is not gonna work. Look, I'm here. I'm gonna take a look around.
My first ever minion, although it's f***ing tall for a minion. Anyone knows that this is a bit unusual, but Harrison has joined us now in WA, so they're already inside. So let's go. Here we are now. A little scoot around. Had to cut out a bit so I'm not showing people's faces, but plenty of tyres, almost as many tyres as Noah's got, which is saying something. All just bagged up, all just in like a tray like this, just scoop them up, move them out, whatever. Yeah, a lot of tyres. Minifigure wall, vastly overpriced, I have to say. Kind of, yeah, probably twice the much as the 6 months average. Load of bulk up top, lots of sets, lots of giftable purchases, which is interesting. And then more minifigures over here and a little glimpse of the store. Lot of columns, lot of space, as you can see. Good terminals where you can purchase stuff, and this picking trolley, pause it, have a look at it. It's got a timer, a weigh scale, all sorts. Okay, so I've been inside, as you can see, kind of sneaky, but whatever. I'm banned anyway, so it doesn't really matter, isn't it? What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, interesting setup, interesting indeed. Those trestle tables with the used parts on it, pretty good. Those minifigure walls, pretty loved. Barcodes on the back, bit of interesting branding. Again, pretty interesting. Obviously probably using Bricker or something to serve those terminals where you could come in and just buy parts. There's Harrison's legs, and all of that's kind of an interesting model. Certainly good room. There was a different label on some of the packages that were going out. They weren't Bricks Warehouse, it was another name. So I'm going to jump online and have a look what's going on there. Whether or not that's the different brand that they're selling used out of, I don't know. Figure that one out. But yeah, lovely setup, great space. Incredible pick cart, as you've seen, kind of with a weighing scale and buttons to press. Quite the thing. But yeah, that was an interesting visit. Sunday morning. Orders were picked through the day yesterday. Noah helping as well, which was really good. Managed to get through this giant one, which is 5,000 parts. Whole lot of black, whole lot of dark blue grey, whole lot of light blue grey. Someone building something sizable for sure. Other than that, kind of what you'd expect. A whole lot of white bricks, a lot of bricks going out at the moment. Another Republic gunship. Telltale parts, the turrets, the dome, those transclear kind of windscreen canopies, a little bit of dark red, a smattering of lime, always a giveaway. Straight in and straight out for the curved tiles there. 150 of those heading out. A whole little bundle of parts there. Again, interesting. Some of those curved corner things, which are featuring in all sorts of sets. One of these is from France. I think that one is from France, and over here from I think that's the US. That one. 3 Ninjago minifigures in that one. Someone obviously building the McLaren Formula 1 car, and some more 501st action, a couple of troopers and some parts for that one. So kind of it's all in there, isn't it? Oh, and a pirate flag all the way over there, which is good. So get the postage done on those and then get them away. These are to go in the store. It's about 5,000 going in, which is good timing given that we've had big ones going out as well, which is good. On our little travels yesterday, picked up that stuff as well, so I need to get that broken down, counted and stuff like that, and we'll see Noah and Harrison a little bit later on, although Noah, myself and Jason are going to record the next Brick by Brick podcast tonight, so I'm not probably going to do any more recording for the week. So that's it really. Noah's been here a little bit. Other than that, it's been business as usual, hasn't it? So another good week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.